that's not necessarily it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's just the reality, right? You're going to be working harder than everyone else. So, um, I remember when I first started, I thought it was going to be great. I'd have all this time that I can, kind of just control my work and only work a certain amount of hours, which is true if you're just doing a solo thing. But if you want to grow it, that's going to be something you're going to have to think about. That if someone can't show up to work and someone can't fill a shift, you're going to have to go and fill that shift and make sure that the work actually gets done. So, I mean, as long as you're okay with that, it's something that genuinely gives you joy, do it. Man, I mean, it is a joy, but you just have to know what you're signing up for. So yeah, there's that. Another con that I'd go into is like culture. You establish the culture. No, that's more of a pro. Or a pro. Let's go to pros a little bit there. So we'll do this. We'll do a con, then we'll do a pro. So we did a con. A pro, you could establish the culture. So sometimes people are like, oh, culture, it's like this weird thing. It kind of is. But you establish it. So essentially, if you want a culture that honors people, a culture that maintains great relationships with the clients, culture that blesses others, you have to establish that by being that culture yourself. So if you don't have that culture and you're the one running the business, you have to look at yourself and ask yourself, okay, how can I implement that more? And I think where it starts, you have core values, right? So I'll put my core values, here on the screen. These are my core values for myself, right, as a person. And out of these core values come the core values for the company. And I first had to come up with my own. And I found that if there are times where I don't honor these core values and I get sloppy or things like that, I start to see the company reflect that, right? You are an extension of the company, and the company is an extension of you. So eventually you get to a point where you are, the company's culture is so strong that it runs itself, which is beautiful, and that's the goal, I think, of every business. But until it gets to that point, every little decision that you make affects your company very hugely. So, whatever you want your company to look like, you have to make your life look like that. If you want to honor customers in your company, you want all your guys to do it, you have to do that day in, day out, whether you feel like it or not. There's one inconsistency, and obviously there's grace, but one inconsistency, and people see that, whether it's your clients or it's the people working for you, and then that becomes the reflection of your company and of its culture. So just be careful with that. It's a beautiful thing, but remember the value of that and how important that is, because who you are as a person and the goals you set for yourself, your core values, your attitude affects the culture of your company. All right, now let's go do another con. This can be a con or it can be a pro. So let's do this. A con can be that you don't get paid for a while.